for me, it's a meditative experience that is first taken in through the eye, and then I find that when art, I mean, I'm not really interested in necessarily talking about all art. I'm just talking about like art that moves me. Is usually art that has many layers and many conflicted layers and channels of ways in which it moves through me and affects me. I'm interested in art that changes my mind about things, and that it has, because it's taken in through the eye, and it's usually a visual coded image, or the materials, and how the materials rub up against the images or the subject matter, the ideas. It explodes later in the mind. And I often find that work that I want to look at again comes back to me, even if I don't particularly like it first. This is why I say, like, a lot of my favorite artworks are ones that I tend to not like at first, but I'm moved by it on some level, and then when I go away and I think about it, I want to go back and look at it again. Well, I use, traditional materials, materials that have been in existence and for, a very specific period of time, about 500 years, maybe moving more than that now. And I find, because I don't know, I've thought about it, because I came from a working class background and in Philadelphia, and spent a lot of time at the museums and looked at paintings like, Van Gogh's or various artworks that are masterpieces in the Philadelphia Art Museum or at the Barnes Foundation, and they were made that way, and they were my friends when I was a kid. I felt I used to, carry on conversations thinking like I would, almost, that's why I sort of believe that in a way art is a bit of a seance. You talk to these long gone people because their ideas are very much alive in the works. And so I think I was probably just really influenced by the fact that I just wanted a piece of their action. I wanted to be like them. I mean, since we're in St. Louis, Beckman is somebody that I would talk about that I don't normally talk about because of the fact that Beckman had been here. And there is a figurative tradition. I always wanted to be a figurative artist. And, but I knew the difference even when I was 18 between a figurative artist that was reactionary and a figurative artist that was a modern and relevant figurative artist. And I was interested in the places, this is a place that, not only Beckman had lived, which I found fascinating, but had done some of his great paintings. And I think that ground, and like there is this kind of thing that like things are powerful when they happen in a certain place, and you should go to the place that things happen. First of all, I like singer-songwriters, I think, as a sort of general thing. I like people who write their own music. Spotify sort of screwed me up. I don't know, it's like, I'm a little lost now because Spotify is, I'm like, I can't even keep up with how to use it. Somebody bought me the Bose system and then said, well, you should get Spotify, and I could barely use the iTunes thing. I sort of like digital things, sort of, I feel like I'm trying to catch something underwater, like I'm slightly behind. And now you have like 1 billion songs, and it's sort of like you just don't know. Last night I saw something like where there was a dog that somebody stole a chihuahua. I had 2 chihuahuas. They both passed away this past fall. But this guy posted this like crazy looking chihuahua, and it said lost. dog. And I thought, is that a joke? Because the dog looks so crazy. And I went on it, it was not a joke at all. And like 8 million people reposted this thing. And then it was like the dog got found. And there were pictures of this guy with the dog. And I was just so happy. I was like, that is the coolest thing ever. And so I was very moved that this guy got his chihuahua back.